to Boardroom. The rise of a young visionary in a world where comfort zones are the graveyards of dreams. One young man stood up, not with a silver spoon in hand, but with fire in his heart. He didn't come from wealth. He didn't have connections. But he had something more powerful: vision. This is the story of Ayan, a 22-year-old college dropout who turned his passion into a multi-million-dollar empire. And more importantly, this is your story too. You just don't know it yet. Chapter 1. The beginning of a dream. Ayan grew up in a small town, surrounded by people who believed in job security, not entrepreneurship. His father worked 9 to 5. His mother ran a home-based tailoring business. Money was tight, but the dreams were infinite. At 16, he sold his first item online, a second-hand phone case. He made $3 profit. It was nothing to the world, but to Ayan, it was everything. That moment rewired his brain. He realized he could earn without permission. He began watching business videos late at night, reading about successful entrepreneurs, and learning how money, branding, and marketing really worked. Lesson 1. Your background doesn't define your ceiling. Your mindset does. Chapter 2. The struggle phase. By 18, Ayan decided to skip college. Everyone called him crazy. Friends laughed, relatives questioned. But he knew deep down that classrooms couldn't teach him what the real world could. He started an online clothing brand with $500 he had saved working part-time. He built a basic website, found a local manufacturer, and marketed his clothes on Instagram. It flopped. He sold only 3 t-shirts in the first 2 months. He could have quit. He almost did. But then he asked himself the most important question every entrepreneur must face. Do I want comfort, or do I want growth? He chose growth. So he studied branding. He learned storytelling. He rebranded. He improved his designs. He collaborated with micro-influencers. Slowly but surely, orders started trickling in. Lesson 2. Failure isn't the end. It's a test. The universe wants to know, are you serious or just curious? Chapter 3. The breakthrough. At 19, Ayan's brand hit its first viral moment. A TikTok influencer wore one of his hoodies and casually mentioned the brand in a video that got 1 million views. Overnight, he sold out all his stock. He made $12,000 in 2 weeks. That changed everything. He reinvested every dollar, hired a graphic designer, leased a small workspace, started building a team. But success wasn't a straight road. Logistics issues, supplier delays, and customer complaints became his daily battle. But he stayed focused. He knew this wasn't luck. It was the result of relentless persistence. Lesson 3. When opportunity knocks, don't just open the door, build a bridge. Scale fast, but scale smart. Chapter 4. Building the brand. Ayan realized that people don't just buy products, they buy stories. So he built his brand around a mission: clothing for the bold. Every product came with a message card. You were born to stand out. His audience wasn't just buying hoodies. They were buying identity. A tribe was forming. His followers turned into a community. He started a podcast, began mentoring younger entrepreneurs, and launched free online workshops. Lesson: or your business must stand for something bigger than profits. Purpose builds loyalty. Chapter 5. The setback. At 21, a shipment worth $40,000 was delayed for 2 months. Cash flow dried up. Salaries were due. His team was stressed. His anxiety skyrocketed. He had 2 choices: take a loan and risk everything, or shut it down. He chose the first. He borrowed money from a friend, doubled down on marketing, ran a bold comeback campaign, and offered limited edition designs. It worked. They made $78,000 in sales within 3 weeks. He paid off the debt and gave his team bonuses. Lesson 5. Pressure creates diamonds. Setbacks are setups for comebacks. Chapter 6. Scaling to millions. With momentum on his side, Ayan scaled operations. He partnered with manufacturers overseas, launched international shipping, brought on a co-founder to manage logistics. By 22, his company had made over $2.4 million in revenue. He wasn't rich just because of the money. He was rich because of the impact. Thousands of young people wore his brand. He wasn't just selling clothes, he was selling courage. Lesson 6. To scale, build systems. Hire people smarter than you. Focus on the big picture. Chapter 7. Wisdom 4. The next generation. Now, Ayan speaks at colleges, not as a student, but as a guest. He shares what no textbook teaches. You don't need a perfect idea. You need execution. You don't need millions to start. You need courage. You don't need validation. You need vision. He tells every young person, your phone can be a distraction or a weapon of creation. Choose wisely. He believes the future belongs to creators, risk-takers, and storytellers. Lesson 7. Your story is your superpower. Share it. Live it. Monetize it. Chapter 8. Your turn. Now this isn't just Ayan's story, it's yours too. Maybe you're sitting in your bedroom, wondering if your idea is good enough. Maybe you're scared to tell your parents you want to start a business. Maybe you've failed before and feel like giving up. This is your sign. Don't. The world needs your voice, your vision, your value. Start small. Start scared, but just start. Build something you believe in. Stay consistent. Ignore the noise. Celebrate the small wins. Because 5 years from now, someone will be telling your story, just like this one. Closing words, direct to camera style. You don't need a billion-dollar idea. You need one good idea and the guts to see it through. You don't need to be great to start, but you do need to start to be great. So the question is, what will you build today? Because success isn't waiting for you. It's waiting for you to begin. Would you like this as a downloadable script or turned into a video narration with subtitle formatting? She started with Wi-Fi, the rise of a digital queen. You scroll through Instagram. You see stories of success, jets, cars, CEO life, and you wonder, can I ever get there? Let me introduce you to someone who had nothing but a dream, a second-hand laptop, and a 2G internet connection. Her name is Zara. This is her story. But it's also your reminder that success isn't inherited. It's built. Chapter 1. The quiet girl with loud dreams. Zara lived in a conservative town where girls were expected to marry by 23, not run companies. Her family wasn't poor, but money was always tight. While others scrolled social media for fun, she was studying how influencers made money. At 16, she started an anonymous blog called Future Boss. She didn't tell anyone. She wrote every night after her parents slept, blogs about personal growth, side hustles, and business ideas for youth. In 1 year, her blog got 50,000 monthly views, but she wasn't earning yet. Lesson 1. Build silently. Let your work shout. Chapter 2. The first dollar. She learned about affiliate marketing, promoted a productivity app through her blog. First commission, $12. It wasn't about the money, it was about the realization. I can earn with my words, and Aguirre doubled down, optimized her blog, created content, started an Instagram page. She made her first $100 in month 3. And that's when she knew she wasn't just writing blogs, she was building a brand. Lesson 2. The internet doesn't care where you're from, only what you create. Chapter. Nah, the world pushes back, her relatives found out. Why is she wasting time online? Get serious about your future. Zara didn't argue. She turned the hate into fuel. She began freelancing, writing blogs, managing social media pages, and ghostwriting for influencers. By 19, she had saved $5,000. She used it to launch her own content marketing startup, ZenWords Media, a digital agency helping small businesses go viral. Lesson 3. Let their doubt become your discipline. Chapter 4. The first client and the first disaster. Zara emailed 200 businesses. Only one replied, a gym owner in Delhi. She offered a content package at $200 a month. He agreed. But her first ad campaign failed miserably. Low conversions, angry client. Zara cried that night. Then she asked herself, did I come this far just to quit? She didn't. She studied ad funnels, hired a mentor, reworked the campaign. Results? Client revenue increased by 18% the next month. Signed a 6-month contract. Lesson 4. You're allowed to fail. You're not allowed to stay down. Chapter 5. Scaling the digital empire. She started hiring freelancers, writers, editors, designers, created a team on Slack, held weekly Zoom meetings. Revenue, $800 month, $2,000 month, $7,500 month. By 21, she was leading a team of 12, working with clients in 6 countries, all from her bedroom. But it wasn't smooth. There were sleepless nights, fake clients who didn't pay, and a crashed laptop the night before a deadline. Still, she kept showing up. Lesson 5. A strong mindset is better than a perfect plan. Chapter 6. The media breakthrough one day. A viral Twitter thread featured her journey. Headline: 21-year-old builds 6-figure startup from a small town without funding. Suddenly, her inbox exploded. Interviews, podcasts, clients. She was no longer chasing success. It was chasing her. But fame brought pressure too. Trolls, copycats, burnout. So she did something rare. She took a 30-day sabbatical, traveled, meditated, realigned. Lesson 6. Success without peace is failure in disguise. Chapter 7. Giving back. Zara started a mentorship program called Dower She Starts, teaching young girls digital skills for free. Over 300 girls joined in the first month. She began speaking at schools and conferences, and the girl who once blogged in secret was now called the digital queen of the next gen. But she never forgot where she started. Every month, she still writes one blog post anonymously. She says, "It reminds me why I began." Lesson 7. Your purpose grows when you use your success to lift others. Chapter 8. The next chapter. 23. Zara is working on her second startup, an AI-based tool for creators. She's been offered funding but prefers bootstrapping. Control is my currency, she says. She's living proof that you don't need to be in a big city to make a big impact. You don't need to be loud to lead. And you don't need permission to build your empire. Lesson 8. Where you start doesn't matter. Where you refuse to stop is what defines you. Final words, talking directly to the viewer. You have a phone in your hand. That's your factory. That's your stage. That's your office. Don't waste it on just consuming. Use it to build. Use it to create. Use it to grow. Because one day, someone will scroll past your story, and they'll say, if they could do it, maybe I can too. Yes, you can. And yes, you will. You will. The Startup Pact. 3 friends. 1 vision. 0 excuses. They say don't mix friendship and business. But what if friendship is the business? What if 3 broke boys from a broken neighborhood, with no degrees, no contacts, and no capital, made a promise to each other? We'll build something the world can't ignore. This is the story of Ishan, Rizwan, and Kabir, 3 childhood friends who turned a garage idea into a $10 million startup. But their journey wasn't all cheers and success. It started with rejection, heartbreak, and a brutal choice. Comfort or legacy? Chapter 1. A street, a dream, and an old laptop. They grew up in a tight-knit street, playing cricket on the footpath and dreaming of big cities they only saw in movies. At 17, Rizwan learned coding from YouTube. Kabir sold phone accessories online. Ishan made videos teaching Excel to his classmates. They were young, hungry, and broke. One evening, while sitting on a terrace, Rizwan said, "Why don't we build a company, a real one?" The other 2 laughed, but the spark had been lit. Lesson 1. Big things begin with small conversations and even smaller steps. Chapter 2. The garage hustle. They turned Rizwan's father's garage into their office. No fans, 1 table, and 1 shared laptop. Their idea? A productivity app for students. They called it Focus Fuel, an app that blocks distractions and rewards study time with virtual coins. They worked 14 hours a day, coded, designed, marketed. But when they launched it on the Play Store, disaster, bugs everywhere, 1-star reviews, uninstalls. They wanted to quit, but instead, they went silent for 10 days, fixed every bug, listened to every user, then relaunched. This time, it worked. Lesson 2. First impressions aren't final ones. Bounce back stronger. Chapter 3. The first 10,000 users. They started marketing on Reddit and Instagram Reels, made short funny videos about procrastination. One video went viral, 2 million views. Their downloads shot up. Reviews poured in. Students loved it. Revenue. Still $0 because the app was free. Kabir said, "We can't survive on likes." So they added a premium version, Focus Fuel Pro, $2.99 a month. Within 2 weeks, they made their first $1,000. They split the money 3 ways, not for greed, but as a reminder, this is real now. Lesson 3. Virality gives attention. Monetization gives freedom. Chapter 4. The Investor and the Betrayal at 21. They pitched their startup at a college fest. An angel investor liked it and offered $50,000 for 20% equity. They agreed. Things started, moving fast, but with speed came cracks. The investor pushed them to grow aggressively, too fast. Ishan wanted to expand features. Kabir wanted to scale users. Rizwan wanted stability. Arguments started, then came the betrayal. Kabir secretly offered a solo job at a tech company, accepted it. He left, without a goodbye. Lesson 4. Business doesn't break people. It reveals them. Chapter 5. The breakdown and rebirth. Ishan and Rizwan were crushed. Focus Fuel usage dropped. They thought it was over, but pain became clarity. They sat down and rebuilt everything: the app, the model, the mindset. They added AI, features, gamified learning, partnered with digital creators. A year later, they hit 100,000 paid users. Kabir sent a message. "Proud of you both." "I was wrong." They replied, "You helped us start. That matters more." Lesson 5. Not everyone is meant to finish the journey with you, but they were still part of your story. Chapter 6. The breakthrough year. They were invited to an international startup conference, competed with 200 startups, and won Best Education, Tech Idea of the Year. They got covered by Forbes and TechCrunch. Venture capitalists approached them, but they said no. Why? "We're not building for exits, we're building for impact." They launched Focus Fuel in 12 countries, hired a team of 30, created a fund to sponsor tech training in low-income schools. Lesson 6. Success isn't just growth, it's giving growth to others. Chapter 7. The return of the trio on. Focus Fuel's 5th anniversary, they invited Kabir on stage. The audience cheered as the three stood together again. They launched Focus Fuel for Creators, a platform helping digital entrepreneurs manage workflow and avoid burnout. Within 3 months, it had 200,000 users. They weren't just building tools, they were building a movement. Lesson 7. Some dreams are too big for one person. They need a team, a tribe, a brotherhood. Chapter 8. Lessons for every young dreamer. Today, Focus Fuel is worth over $10 million used in 21 countries, built by 3 boys who once borrowed Wi-Fi from a neighbor's house. But their real product wasn't an app. It was belief. They believed in starting before they were ready. They believed in bouncing back after every punch. They believed that youth isn't a weakness, it's a weapon. Lesson 8. If you're young, broke, and scared, you're exactly where you need to be. Closing. Direct to viewer. Maybe you're 19, confused, doubting yourself. You think you need more money, more contacts, more time. No, you need more belief, more effort, more failures that teach you, because someone out there is already building, already starting, already moving. Don't get left behind. Start today. Because in 5 years, the world won't remember your doubts. It will remember what you dared to create,